So I wanted to talk about Christmas in Iceland as kind of a Christmas special. Uh, so that's basically what I'm doing today. I know no one asked for it, but it's my YouTube channel and I can do whatever I want. So first of all, I'm going to go over the story and history of Icelandic Christmas. So lately, it's been really influenced by American Christmas because of all the media that's just like flowing from America. So, uh, the red Coca-Cola Santa Claus is kind of a thing here, but not really at the same time because that's not how that works. So, our story begins. Well, that's just kind of cringe, but uh, our story begins with trolls. Okay, I know there's kind of a stereotype of like Icelandic, 50% of Icelandic people believe in elves, which is definitely not true because I don't know a single person who unironically believes in elves, but go off, I guess. But it's all good. Yeah, like I was saying, trolls. Uh, we have an old, like, troll lady Icelandic in an Icelandic story, and her name is Grilla. She's described as like an old, ugly looking troll, and the story goes that she eats children that are naughty before Christmas. No, you ain't getting coal or something. No, you're gonna get freaking eaten by this old, ugly troll lady, which in the old story she was actually described to have up to like 500 heads and 3 eyes on each, and she had like this claw and she was running after the children trying to catch them. So that's actually really scary, and if you're an Icelandic kid you were probably scared of Grilla as a kid. But yeah, so she is married, not really married, but she's also always described as having a husband that's called Leppalúði. And I talked about it with my friend that it made a lot more sense that uh, Leppalúði was a human. So she got married to a human, or married in quotation marks, but that isn't actually how the story goes. Even though he was like supposed to be weak and a lot smaller than her. And Grilla really controls everything around the house. She's like very strict, and there's a song about her like sweeping the floors and like if that makes sense, just like I don't know how to speak, but just hitting everyone basically. But yes, like I said, she had children that are called jólasveinarnir, or in English júlelads. Now, a lot of people describe the júlelads as the Icelandic Santa Clauses, and they're 13. Not 13 years old, they're 13. Like, literally, we have kind of 13 Santa Clauses. Oh my god, that's so unbelievable. But, like, the thing is, júlelads are the exact opposite of Santa Claus. They're not nice. They're not. No, they aren't. Like, they don't have, like, these cute elves and all these little, like, cute things, like a beer belly and, like, cheeks, cute cheeks, and they're not like nice to children and all that. They're pranksters. And each of them like have their own little thing that they do, like a kind of quirk, I guess, that is like Gluggagæir is one of them, that he peeks through windows. That's his thing, which is like super creepy. And Kvörusleikir, that he like licks the kitchen appliance. I don't know, I'll Google translate it later, but so yeah, that's kind of their whole thing. Like Stúfur, his whole thing is that he's short, which is kind of mean, but so yeah, they're 13, and on December 11th is when all Icelandic children, or not all, I mean most Icelandic children, put their shoe, or just put a shoe in their window, like on their windowsill, and they wait to get gifts from the jólalads, which even as a kid I felt like that didn't add up, because in the olden days, if I may, jólalads weren't supposed to be nice. They didn't give kids like presents. That didn't really fully become a thing until like the 1950s or late 1940s. Like, they were just supposed to be like these trolls that were just up in the mountains and stole your meat. That sounds kind of weird out of context, but yeah, stole all your food and stole like your skyr. That was like a whole thing, so you had to, like, it was like beware of the jólalads. It wasn't like, oh, these nice guys that give you things, It was different back then. But I think that it actually got influenced by the Nordic countries, that the jólalads started giving people gifts. I think the shoe thing came probably from Denmark or Norway or something. I'm not really sure. But that's weird how that developed. But kids get gifts each day until the 24th since the 11th. So yeah, they're 13. And it's all kind of weird, because also there's this cat that they have, and it's called Jólakötturinn. And Jólakötturinn, or Christmas cat as it like directly translates, literally eats children, again with the eats children thing, that didn't get any new clothes for Christmas. Now, again, this is like kind of scaring, or I haven't really said that, but it's kind of obvious that they're just supposed to be like scaring children into behaving with all these stories. But I also think that the Christmas cat came because people weren't really working that much in Christmas, so that they started like working harder and making more clothing so that they would have more clothing. So they were like, hey, come on, you have to make those socks, otherwise the Christmas cat will come and get your kids and eat them, because that's not brutal at all. Yeah, Icelandic history is very brutal, because we're on an island, right? We were just like away from society, and we were away from like technical development. It wasn't until the Second World War that we like got all the stuff like radios and all that. We were really behind on that stuff, but now we're like the definition of a first world country. So that's, yeah. And also, one thing that I think is worth noting is that we don't celebrate Christmas on Christmas Day, December 25th. We don't do that. We actually celebrate Christmas and like open the presents and all that on Christmas Eve. So on Christmas Eve, the family gathers around and then they wait for the clock to strike 6. So they sit there and wait, listening to the church bells and the choir, and turn on the radio, with the church bells and the choir. And then they just you're not supposed to eat until the clock strikes 6. So when the clock strikes 6, you eat the food. We got all this good stuff. I don't really know anyone that has turkey. That's more of a New Year's Eve kind of thing for Icelanders, even though I'm not really sure about that. Maybe it's just in my family. But we just always have all this good kind of meat, and we have like caramel potatoes and all that good stuff. It's so good. And then, like, imagine the excitement of the kids, because they know it's Christmas Eve. They know we're gonna open the present soon. So the excitement, I just remember the excitement. So I just wanted to eat as fast as I could to, like, be able to open the present sooner. But no. At least in my family, you're supposed to wait until everyone's done eating, of course. And then you wait a little more. And then you, like, go and wash the dishes and, like, put all the food away. And then we get dessert. And then sometimes the grown-ups have coffee. Not all the time, but, like, yeah, coffee and ice cream and, like, dessert. And then, like, now the time's probably, like, 9 or something. Like, this has been going on for so long. And it's like, oh my god, it's Christmas, because Christmas in Iceland starts at 6 o'clock. So then, like, the excitement of opening the presents is just, like, enormous. But, like, at the same time, I'm really thankful to be an Icelander, because I always see these movies where the kids wake up, like, so early to go open the presents. And I'm just like, I don't want that excitement. But Christmas Eve in Iceland is where you open the presents. And that's kind of interesting, but at the same time, it's like, I remember seeing, like, that it wasn't like that in other countries, and I was just like, what? How do you live? But again, you got to stay up pretty late and, like, play with your presents and do all that stuff while just, like, chilling with family, eating chocolate, and just, also I'm really used to staying up very late on Christmas Eve because I always get books and I always read them before I go to bed. So, like, I'm going to bed, like, a little bit before midnight, which is not weird for me at all. But even as a kid, I just remember me with my brother. We were just playing with all the gifts we got, like all the toys. It was so much fun. And then we'd always have, like, enough to read. Reading and, like, getting books for Christmas is, like, also a huge thing in Iceland. We literally have an entire magazine dedicated to, like, books. Like, what are you going to give your, like, younger brother for Christmas? Oh, I know, a book. It's, like, perfect, especially with the kids' book, because there aren't really many books when you think about it. Then it's like books on all the books come out, like, a little before Christmas, so that you can give people books for Christmas. And at the same time, like, there isn't really all that many books, like I said. So you just buy, like, the newest David Williams book and just, like, give that to your younger, like, your nephew or something. It's so much easier. But, like, yeah, it's okay. It's a lot of fun. I'm pretty excited for Christmas, but I just also with the Icelandic julelads, back to them, I just realized how much uh, American Christmas has influenced Icelandic Christmas, and how like they always say, instead of saying jólasveinarnir, they say jólasveitnin, which is just like that is Santa Claus, and that is so like weird to me that all these kids now are growing up with like the literal Santa Claus. Now that we Iceland started celebrating Halloween, which was never a thing. Now that I've even heard like this year some Icelanders were celebrating Thanksgiving, which I'm just like, why? You know, that's like dedicated to America. So that was me talking about Icelandic Christmas. I hope you enjoy, and I will see you later. Bye.